we go. Before we start, I'd like to invite you to stand and join me in the pledge, and then Mike Lawson will bring the invocation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I just thank you for today and what a great day it is. But more importantly, Lord, I feel like we need to pray for this country as it needs you more now than ever and needs your presence. I pray, Lord, for the city, the mayor, and our various city officials that make this such a great place to live. I pray for this council, and if you will give us direction and some guidance tonight and in the future for the decisions made to make this an even better place to live, we would just say thank you. I thank you for all the blessings you've given us, and we know those come without conditions, Lord, and we thank you for each and every one of them. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mike. All right. Tonight is the Tuesday, August 22nd, 2017 regular meeting of the Springdale City Council. We do have large print copies of the agenda over here, if that would help any of you. And that said, I'm going to ask our city clerk to call the roll.
Mayor Sprouse.
Here.
Rick Culver.
Here.
Jeff Watson.
Here.
Mike Overton.
Here.
Colby Fulfer.
Here.
Mike Lawson.
Here.
Rick Evans.
Here.
Jim Reed.
Here.
Kathy Jaycox.
Here.
Ernest Cate.
Here.
All right, great. Starting things off, item 4, the team from Duval Decker Architects has been here the last couple of days, hard at work, meeting with staff and others and updating plans. I'm going to ask Roy Decker to come and give the council an update. Welcome, Roy.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Quick update today. We've been continuing to evolve the design for the project, and we're back again these past 2 days to once again kind of walk through with each department the detailed floor plan. So I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse of the floor plan work and then talk a little bit about where we are and our progress. So again, you remember the kind of diagrams of the police building, criminal justice facility, working around that connected street to kind of unite on the west side, public service, and then maintain that secure transportation and zone to the back for the police. And the court administration building renovation. So this scheme has really evolved and is holding up in terms of the evaluation of the staff and the departments. And last night we also presented to the Planning Commission to bring them into the conversation and include their comments as we move forward with the project becoming more and more real. So since we were here last, we're beginning to add columns and beams and bathrooms and doors and windows, which always makes the planning diagram a little stressed because sometimes the flow and the walls and whatnot don't always match the exact layout. So that work has been going on in earnest for the past 4 weeks, and we're beginning to now take this list of program requirements and functions and start to turn it into very detailed drawings. And we're beginning to kind of feel out the major spaces and the character and quality of them. We're just beginning that process. So we don't have renderings to show for you tonight, but we're working on them. They're coming, and we shared some glimpses with the staff, but the emphasis in the last 2 days was meeting with each department and the staff groups and making sure that the internal functions work and that those relationships are really solid. So this is a quick drawing of the criminal justice building, primarily police, and I can just show you a little bit. So this is the front of the N building there along Huntsville, and in the front there is records, and that area right there is where the police patrol central is. Police enter from the secure area, and all of their patrol functions are right there in the center, including their relationship to evidence, and then upstairs to their training facilities. Back further is the Sallyport and holding. On the second floor is their training area, but also at the front end here, which is you're seeing a glimpse of here, is a tiered case room for training that other departments and city groups can use as well. So lockers and training, and in the back, the new IT location for the entire city. Upgraded modern facilities, a complete new server farm there. And the third floor, chief and the police administration, CID in the middle, and in the back, dispatch and 911 calls. So that building is now laying itself out, very organized, very efficient, and all the vertical circulations worked out, and bathrooms and cores, and now we're worried about where the electric's rising through the building, where the data, how the data distribution works. So I just want to give you a flavor for the level of detail now we're taking the design work. It's staff relationships and functions, but also the building infrastructure is emerging. And while we're doing this, we're also thinking about materials, material costs, and the kind of long-term durability of the project for you for the next 50 years. So we're thinking really durable and simple finishes, materials like polished concrete floors and polished concrete block walls in the right locations, and only upgrading those materials in a few special places, like inside the courtroom. So here's just a glimpse of the courtroom, and we're showing some wood paneling around the edges and a nice ceiling and good skylights coming in, or monitors really. And so in each space, we're also making sure that we've got good natural light, that we've got good daylighting, so that we're reducing our energy load. So we'll have LED lights through the whole building, but we're also using natural light to reduce the amount of energy for the building. So we're planning for the detail relationships with the staff, we're planning for the infrastructure of the building, and now we're integrating cost-saving strategies for energy operation. So daylighting is key to that. One of the biggest bills you have is your electric bill. So if we can reduce your electric bill 20% by the way in which we incorporate natural light, then that's a big savings going forward for a long time, and that's a savings that adds up every year. So one of the goals we haven't talked about is the energy efficiency and the sustainability, which is built into our requirements for your project. So this is the court center of the building. The court is there is kind of Main Street coming past the court. The clerk is this mouse is laggy, as my son says, so it jumps around. On the right side of the court is the court clerk. On the left side, Ernest is city attorney. It's in the right spot. Last time we missed that one, so I'm just claiming a little victory there with Ernest. And then city administration, new council chamber, and center entry underneath. And remember, that's our security checkpoint, and that really liberates citizens to go where they need, and particularly if they have to go to a couple different places. Once they're through that security checkpoint, then they can interact with city staff, and everybody knows everything's okay. On the ground floor to the right there is the city clerk's office and transaction desk. And down here is planning, engineering, building inspection, all the city services that really support the business of the city. And that transaction desk right there for planning and building permits is in the middle. Upstairs, the mayor, community engagement, and human resources. Council chamber is bigger than this, quieter than this, has better natural lighting, and has overflow out to the lobby for a big meeting. So all that is coming together. So I just want to put it all together for you. The building is about 125,000 square feet, all totaled, both renovation and new. And we are getting pretty close to settling the program down. We met with all the groups today, just minor adjustments everywhere a little bit. So we're really happy with the resolution of the function and efficiency of the building. And we are starting yesterday. There's another set of drawings we produced for cost estimating. So we met with our cost estimator, our internal cost estimator yesterday, Danny Woolbridge, who's a Springdale consultant, and your construction manager, Milestone Construction. So we've had two parallel and independent cost estimates underway. In the next 3 weeks, we'll really be able to hone in on the budget options and the economy of the project to be sure that we've really got good predictions for cost. So we'll be working with them very closely. So it all goes together, and it starts to look like this with some windows and doors, which are not fully baked yet, but you start to get a feel for a classic building, going to be there a long time, and really connecting to your master plan and the park entry all the way to Shiloh Square. So that's a quick overview. Any questions?
Any questions for Roy? All right. Well, thank you, Roy.
Thank you all
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you. All right. We're at item 5. That's the portion of each meeting that the council sets aside for citizen comments. If there are any citizens that would like to address the council, we ask that you come to the microphone, clearly state your name and address, and please keep your comments brief. Also, understand that the council will not take action on anything that you have to say tonight. So if there is anyone that would like to address the council concerning an item that is not on tonight's agenda, you're welcome to come at this time.
My name is Jerry Hendricks, and I live in Johnson. My property borders Springdale city limits. My concern is the storm drainage from San Jose Manor that dumps down our private drive that is causing damage. The velocity of the water, it drops approximately 17 feet from where it's collected to where it comes out under the road. It's causing damage. And I just wanted to inform the city council that it's a problem.
Okay?
Thank you.
And you, thank you. And you have been to the Drainage Committee?
I have.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, I appreciate you bringing that forward, and we'll see where it goes. All right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Council, you've had an opportunity to look over the minutes. If there are no additions or changes, I would entertain a motion to approve them as presented.
If none, so move. Second.
Okay? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. What's your pleasure on procedural motions, council?
Move for A and B.
Second.
Okay, we have A and B. Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Jaycox?
Yes.
Culver?
Yes.
Watson? Overton?
Yes.
Pulfer?
Yes.
Lawson?
Yes, ma'am.
Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
Reed?
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right, I'm going to turn, well, we've got a public hearing, item 8, on a petition to abandon a portion of a utility easement located at 1672 South 48th Street. Call this public hearing to order. Is there, into session, is there anyone that would need to speak to this issue? Okay. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and move on to item 9. And council, these are items 9 through 13. I'm sorry. Oh, it starts at 10. Okay, never mind then. We'll go back to item 9.
This is an ordinance releasing, vacating, and abandoning a portion of a utility easement located on property in Springdale, Washington County, Arkansas, to declare an emergency for other purposes.
Sorry, sir. Did we miss you?
No, I didn't read the entire ordinance. I thought we were just skipping the rest of the ordinance since nobody came to talk, but just wanted to make sure we're still vacating the easement.
Yes.
Right.
Move the ordinance pass.
Second.
All right. We've got a motion and a second to approve item 9, approve the ordinance. Is there anyone that needs to speak to this? Council, any further comments or questions? All right, Denise?
Pulver?
Yes.
Watson?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes.
Pulfer?
Yes.
Lawson?
Yes, ma'am.
Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
Reed?
Yes.
Jaycox?
Yes.
Move the emergency clause to be adopted.
Second.
Watson?
Yes.
Overton?
Yes.
Pulfer? Lawson?
Yes, ma'am.
Evans?
Yes, ma'am.
Reed?
Yes.
Jaycox?
Yes.
Culver?
Yes.
Both the ordinance emergency clause carry 8-0.
Items 10 through 14 are adding emergency clauses to the items that were passed, the ordinances that were passed at the last council meeting. We didn't have, we were short that night and didn't have enough to add emergency clauses. We can take those all at once if that's what you'd rather do.
I move to pass the emergency clauses on all of them.
Okay.
Second.
We'll need to read all of them.
Let me read the titles and
Yeah.
then
And then, okay.
It's
ahead.
an ordinance amending ordinance number 5196, amending section 90-31 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Springdale, Arkansas. An ordinance amending ordinance number 5197, amending section 56-39 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Springdale, Arkansas. An ordinance amending ordinance number 5198, amending section 98-3 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Springdale, Arkansas. An ordinance amending ordinance number 5201, authorizing the city clerk to file a cleanup lien for the removal of overgrown brush and debris on property located within the City of Springdale, Washington County, Arkansas. And an ordinance amending ordinance number 5200 to waive competitive bidding for the purchase of grid-smart traffic video detection systems.
Now, you
Motion
move,
still carries.
all right. We
Still
have a
second.
motion and a second for approving the emergency clauses on item 10 through 14. Any further questions? If not, Denise?
Overton,
Yes.
Fulfer,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans,
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Okay, each of these, I know this is going to sound strange, each of these ordinances adding emergency clause have an emergency clause. So just to be on the safe side, I'd like to have a motion in a second and pass the emergency clauses, just to make sure.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Fulfer,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
All 5 ordinances pass 8-0 with emergency clauses 8-0. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Item 15, there we are. A resolution recognizing the 2017 bikes, that should be blues.
Clues.
And barbecue event as a city-approved special event. Ernest?
Resolution passed.
Second.
Okay, anything else to add, Ernest?
No, it's right in the resolution, it's wrong on the agenda.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion or questions? Anyone in the audience need to address this? All right, Denise?
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Fulfer,
Carries 8-0.
All right, I'm going to give item 16 to Ernest.
This is a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into a franchise agreement with Windstream Services LLC, Windstream for the providing of communication network services pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated section 14-200-101 at SEC. This is a pretty standard franchise agreement. This is the company that's going to be providing communication network services to the Arkansas Children's Hospital Northwest.
Move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Evans,
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Fulfer.
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Carries 8-0.
All right. Planning Commission report and recommendations by Patsy Christie, Director of Planning. Patsy?
I gotta figure out if we can get to the pictures from here. Somebody see the mouse? There it is.
There.
Yeah. It's there. There we go.
Okay. The first item is the rezoning of property located at the southeast corner of Graham and Apple Blossom. This is a tract that is owned by the Mackridge LLC, Marjorie Brooks Trust, and the Trinity Grace Church. They're requesting to rezone the property from A1 to C2. The Planning Commission reviewed this request and recommends approval of the rezoning request. Title of the ordinance reads an ordinance amending ordinance number 3307, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Springdale, Arkansas, and the plat pertaining thereto, by rezoning certain lands from agricultural district C2 to general commercial district. Actually, it should say from agricultural district A1 to general commercial district C2 and declaring emergency.
Okay.
I'll move the ordinance pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to pass the resolution. Actually, the ordinance.
An ordinance.
Yeah, the ordinance, I'm sorry. Further comments or questions? Anyone in the audience like to speak to this issue?
Could I ask a question real quick? Refresh my memory, Patsy, isn't there some sort of rule that when you border another town, you have to get approval from the other town too, or?
If it's considered to be incompatible, and we'll have to send it to them, and they'll have to tell us whether they consider it to be incompatible to theirs, and we'll do that if it has to.
If there is no property located in the adjacent municipality within 1,000 feet that is zoned commercial, then we would be required to get there based on the.
I think there's commercial
But that
along.
doesn't really affect us making this decision.
Right, we make this decision, and we'll verify that before it actually goes into effect.
But the Ernest, your read of it right now is that Bethel Heights wouldn't have to be,
Well, based on our prior case with Bethel Heights, that was the ruling that the Arkansas Court of Appeals gave on that particular statute, the compatibility statute, that said if there's anything
within 1,000 feet.
within 1,000 feet that is zoned the same as this, commercial, in Bethel Heights, then this would not be deemed to be incompatible.
You don't
Okay.
even have to take it to them.
Okay,
In other words, it would be constitute a rational basis for the
Right.
rezoning.
okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
Sorry.
I'm Elva Brown, and Miss Book's property adjoins my backyard, so
You
this
live on
affects
Walden?
me, for sure. I don't know how it should be rezoned. I just know that it's a prime location for Springdale. It's right off the Cloverleaf. The 412 bypass is going to be coming through there. It needs to be rezoned. If it's rezoned to something that is neighbor-friendly and also something that will make Springdale proud, and could be a showplace for North Springdale, just like some of our others, like South Springdale. The opportunity's there. It's up to you guys. Please see that it is.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one else to comment, Denise?
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Fulfer.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Move the emergency clause pass.
Second.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Fulfer.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes.
Both the ordinance emergency clause carry 8-0.
Okay.
This next is a resolution that kind of finishes up what we started last time by waiving the requirements for subdivisions and street improvements for the property owned by Hillwood Properties LLC. They are creating a tandem lot by splitting off property on the backside. So the council needs to approve a conditional use. The Planning Commission recommends approval of this conditional use. It is a resolution approving a conditional use on the east side of Robbins Road, north of Fairlane, for Hillwood Properties that set forth in ordinance number 4030, and it is a tandem lot split.
Move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. I'm sorry, Patsy, I'm a little confused. Just remind me what we did last time and why this,
Because the property's been split more than twice. They
Okay.
had to have waiver of subdivision requirements to allow the next one and to waive the improvements to street improvements. Those were both granted, and now this just allows that tandem lot split to take place. It already has a paved access to the first lot, and so, but that lot wasn't included to that one. They either have to get that one amended to have it added to that, or they've got one on the north side, but it's not paved, so they still have that to figure out. And once we get that paperwork together, then they're ready to move forward with it as a tandem lot split.
okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Anybody need to speak to this? Okay, Denise?
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Fulfer.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right, item 18, Street and CIP Committee Report and Recommendations. Chairman Rick Evans. Rick?
This is kind of a leftover from the last time where we had our street and CIP, and this is a resolution authorizing execution of a contract amendment for professional services. This is for a part of the Dean's Trail and not to exceed an amount of $22,450. I'll let Patsy go ahead and explain it.
At the last meeting, you asked us to make sure we contacted all the property owners. We have sent letters to each of the property owners on record that the county has. We have hand-delivered letters to each one of those houses. We've tried to make contact. So far, we've only heard back from one of the property owners, and that was at 2427 Jarrett, and he loved the idea of the trail being along the street instead of behind his house. So we gave him the contact information, email address, phone numbers to call. Steve's been in there a couple of times. You don't catch a lot of people during the day. We've tried that, but I think we're ready to move forward with it, and this would allow the engineering design work to be.
This is the portion of the redesign that can save us significant construction dollars.
$117,000 was the estimate we got to save us in construction.
Are we still looking at putting the trail on both sides of the street?
We're still looking at that possibility. We hadn't made that decision yet. We've kind of tried to talk to some of the property owners to see what they liked. This guy lives on the south side. He likes it being on his side.
On the south side?
Yes.
I move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, any more questions or comments? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Fulfer,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans,
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
All right, thank you. Item 19, Finance Committee Report and Recommendations. Chairman Jeff Watson. Jeff?
Well, we had a finance meeting, and this resolution amending the 2017 budget of the City of Springdale administration. I'll let you address that if you would, Mayor.
Yeah, this had to do with this was separating out, it's not asking for more money, it's separating out some of what was already budgeted in administration so that we could distinguish what was being spent for development of our youth city council. Melissa, give us the amount again. It was
$2,600.
$2,600, yeah.
I'll move this resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or discussion? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Overton,
Yes.
Fulfer,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
Thank you. And Melissa, correct me if I'm wrong, but we started out, I know we were on a short timeline this year, and our goal was to have 18 youth city council members,
Yes.
and right at the end, what did we end up with, 31?
We ended up with 30 applications.
30, okay,
Yeah.
good,
So we have plenty of awesome students to choose from.
great. All right, and a pool for next year maybe to start with, if those that don't make it this year. Good deal. All right, item 20, Health, Sanitation, and Property Maintenance Committee Report and Recommendations. Chairman Jim Reed. Jim?
We had a meeting, last committee meetings. This first one is a resolution authorizing the grant of a water sewer easement to the Springdale Water Utilities and Sewer Commission across the property owned by the City of Springdale, Arkansas, parcel 81529554001, Springdale, Washington County, Arkansas. Committee recommended approval. It's along Johnson Road for people that want to know, and it's where they got to go in and put in some new lines, and I move this resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions or comments? Anyone? Okay.
Fulfer,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Carries 8-0.
Next one's a resolution authorizing the grant and water sewer easement to the same thing, same area, just a different parcel of land. And it's easement of Springdale Water and Sewer Commission across property owned by the City of Springdale, Arkansas, parcel number 785-18034-000, Washington County, Arkansas. Again, committee recommended approval. I move this resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further questions or comments? Anyone? All right, Denise?
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton,
Yes.
Wolfer.
Carries 8-0.
All right. Item 21, Parks and Recreation Committee report and recommendations. Chairman Mike Lawson. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. We had one item on the agenda last week at the Parks and Rec meeting, and it was a resolution authorizing the execution of an amendment lease with American Towers LLC. Basically, they're willing to pay us a one lump sum of $30,000 and continue their rent payments, and it would go from, as of now, it's 2036, and it would go to 2056.
Move the resolution pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions? Anyone? Okay, Denise?
Evans,
Yes, ma'am.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Wolfer,
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Carries 8-0.
All right, item 22, I'm going to turn over to our city attorney, Ernest. Kate?
This is an ordinance authorizing the city clerk to file a cleanup lien for the removal of overgrown brush and debris on property located within the city of Springdale, Washington County, Arkansas. Properties located at 902 Powell, 303 Park Street, 1211 Shipley, 106 Terry, and 1810 Wheatland. 309 South Cleveland was removed.
Make a motion, ordinance pass.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Anyone need to speak to these properties? Yeah. Anyone here? Okay, if there are no questions from the council, then I'll ask our city clerk to call the roll.
Reed,
Yes.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Wolfer.
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes, ma'am.
Evans.
Yes, ma'am.
Move the emergency clause pass.
Second.
Jaycox.
Yes.
Culver,
Yes.
Watson,
Yes.
Overton.
Yes.
Wolfer.
Yes.
Lawson.
Yes, ma'am.
Evans,
Yes, ma'am.
Reed.
Yes.
Both the ordinance emergency clause carry 8-0.
All right, any comments from department heads? Council?
Mayor, I would just like to say for the ones that made it and couldn't make it, but the opening of the Apollo Theater, Apollo on him, I thought went real well, and I think it's going to be great for downtown Springdale.
Great, and hope, of course, the council and several of our elected officials, our other elected officials are invited tomorrow night to the event downtown for the Arkansas Municipal League. Hope y'all can make it. And we'll be at Fairlane Station and then later at the Apollo and explore downtown. Weather hopefully will be great by then, should be, and look forward to that. So, City Attorney, you got anything?
Could I make one quick
Oh,
comment?
yeah.
I just wanted to welcome our
Right.
associate Rick Culver back, and glad to see you back at the table. So,
We were wondering about you for a while, but
It was too.
good to see you, and you're looking great.
Mayor,
As good as you can look.
I also want to welcome Rick back, and I also want to say happy birthday to Mike.
that's true,
Mike
too.
Lawson, that's right.
Yep.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Mike.
birthday, Mike.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good deal. Y'all are just so friendly tonight.
Mutual
This would have been
Admiration
a great night to do something.
Group hug.
Let's put everybody in a
Okay.
good mood.
Ernest, do you have anything?
Yes, sir.
I don't either. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay? We're adjourned. Thank you.